Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Today we are going to do a butterfly makeup look. Light look all over Pinterest, all over the internet, all over TikTok, all over YouTube, but I'm going to show you a step-by-step makeup tutorial on how you can achieve this beautiful eyeshadow resembling a butterfly. So before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And yeah, so right now what I've done is that I've just applied the Neutrogena aqua gel. Yes, the Neutrogena aqua gel as my base for my skin. And then after that, I'm just going in with a powder foundation by Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Superstay Powder Foundation, and that's the shade Coconut. And I'm just going to tap it with a brush all over my skin. And as you can see, it's created a really even and matte base. Now, after you do that, you are going to set that base with your setting spray. This is a step that you can do if you do not have a primer, a face primer, makeup primer for your face. This can act as your makeup primer. However, I also like to add a little bit of primer. And the one that I'm using is the Maybelline Fit Me mattifying primer. It's a really mattifying primer, but I just normally apply it on my T-zone, and I just like to spread it lightly, very lightly with the fingers over my T-zone, because I really want a matte look, and the Maybelline mattifying primer is a really good one for that. Okay, after that, of course, you want to create really good eyebrows. You just have to groom them. For those who don't have, or they're sparse like mine, we are going to create some eyebrows. So I'm just marking the areas that I want my eyebrows to reach. So the beginning and the end, and then I'm just going to draw an outline. After drawing the outline of the eyebrows, I'm using a dark brown pencil, eyebrow pencil for this step. After drawing the outline, I just fill in that eyebrow. And then now we are going to do concealer. You can decide to do your eyebrow wax first to hold the eyebrows in place, but I like to do my concealer first. So what I'm doing with the concealer, that's the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer, and that's the shade Fawn. What I'm doing with the concealer is that I'm just using it to make my eyebrows more visible because it's a few shades lighter than my normal skin tone. For those of us with really dark skin, we know that sometimes the eyebrows might be the same color as your skin and they won't be visible. So we tend to use a lighter concealer for this step so that they can be more visible. And then now the eyebrow wax that I'm using is by the brand Pastel, and that's their dark brown eyebrow mascara. And then now we're just going to make sure that the area is thoroughly cleaned. So I'm just going to drag down some of that concealer that I've applied onto my eyelid. Yeah, I'm brushing while dragging, so that at least, not with very heavy force, but so that at least it can be evened out, spread out. Now I'm going to take this NYX Studio Photogenic Concealer, and I'm just going to dab it on my eyelids because I also want my eyelids to be brightened, as I'm going to use very bright colors for this butterfly eyeshadow look. Of course, you know that butterflies are really bright, so I'm going to use very bright colors for this, and I want them to be visible. Sometimes dark skin just blurs out colors. And then for what I'm doing right now is that I'm color correcting my face, and I'm using the LA Girl Orange color corrector to just color correct the dark areas of my face, and I'm tapping it in using a brush. Now for the fun part is the foundation. We are going to mix 3 foundations. I know that is a lot, but believe you me, getting my skin tone is not easy. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Superstay foundation because it has a really matte finish. And then I'm going to add the Rimmel Kind and Free foundation, which is like a skin tint. And I'm also going to add the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Acid Serum. foundation. So it's a serum foundation that I've added last. Okay, that color is still giving a little bit of orange, but the orange is because of also, next to the color corrector, yellow. It's giving like yellow, but next to the color corrector, it will blend out really, really well. So I'm just going to tap that in using a beauty blender because we want an even and flawless finish, and a damp beauty blender, one which you've actually put in water and squeeze the water out thoroughly, and then you just tap it on your foundation, really gives the best results. Now we are going again to brighten our under eyes again. I know that we had already applied some concealer under the foundation, but we are going to go again because we want like really bright under eyes. And also some areas want to be highlighted, like the bridge of my nose, those corners that you're seeing there. I do not want any shadows on my face. That's the reason why I'm doing this step, and I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay Concealer. It's a really opaque concealer. That one is not a light coverage, it's a full coverage concealer. Yeah, so that's the one I've used to do that step, and then I'm just going to use this contour shade to contour my nose. As you can see, it's slightly darker than my skin, just slightly, not very much. Yeah, and this will help like prevent very harsh lines. As you can see, it's really produced a natural effect. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of the black opal setting powder, and I'm going to set the areas that I put concealer in. So you want those areas set so that they do not crease when you laugh, when you smile, they don't crease and form lines. So you want to set that concealer. Now we are about to start the real work, which is drawing the outline for the butterfly shape. And I'm going to use concealer to do this. As I said, African skin tends to wash out colors so it's really good for you to do this step. So I'm just going to use concealer, draw the outline, and then fill in that outline in the shape of a butterfly before I apply my eyeshadow. So what you want to do afterwards is apply your eyeshadow within the outline that you created, or within the shape that you created. And because butterflies have so many colors, I've decided to go with this purple, blue, green gradient. So I'm just applying within the outline that I created with the concealer, and I'm going to repeat this step on the next eye also. And I'm also going to add a little bit of very light green in the inner corner of my eye, because this is still an eyeshadow look. You want your eyes to still, pop and not be lost in all the colors. Yeah, so make sure that you are applying within the boundaries of the outline you've created, and you'll be good to go. So after doing this step, the next thing that you will need is something like an eyeliner pen or a paintbrush that has, eye-friendly paint. But for my case, I'm using an eyeliner pen, and this is by not Note Cosmetics, but by Zaron Cosmetics. Zaron Cosmetics is a Nigerian brand, and I absolutely love this eyeliner. It never ends. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to draw the outline. We already drew it using concealer, but I'm going to draw the outline using this pen just to create contrast on the face. And then I'm going to fill in the inner parts by drawing, the lines that butterflies normally have. So something like a semicircle, and then like some lines going towards that semicircle. And you have a butterfly. It's that simple. And then afterwards, after you've drawn the lines, you want to thicken them, You've drawn them, they're thin, right? But you want to make them slightly thicker, so you go over them again and just try and thicken the lines. Now what I'm doing right now is that I've taken a white eyeliner and I'm just going to apply some spots, because butterflies do have spots on them if you look at their wings closely, and we are trying to make this look as realistically possible as a butterfly, although I'm not a butterfly. If you want, you can also add the body on your nose, but I will not be adding the butterfly body on my nose. And yeah, so we are almost done with the look, but we're just doing a few final touches. I'm retouching again on some white eyeshadow, and then we are now going to do our lips, because we can just leave the look like that. And I want to look for somewhat, a plainish color. And to achieve this, I'm going to line my lips with a dark brown lip liner. After I've drawn the shape, I'm going to apply this Maybelline Sensational lipstick. It's a reddish shade, but it's not a very deep red, and it's also like translucent. I can say it's not full coverage lipstick. It's like, it lets your skin peek through. So that's the one I'm applying, and then I'm going to blend that out together. And then I will top it off with a Fenty lip gloss. And then I believe our look will be done. And of course, do not forget to add your eyelashes. As you can see, my eyes have eyelashes on them because I added eyelashes on them. It just completes the look. Otherwise, if you leave it like that, it somewhat looks like your eyes disappear in the eyeshadow. And then now, to demarcate my lips further, I'm just going to apply that illegal concealer all around my lips just to highlight the area. And after that, we are going to see our finished butterfly eyeshadow look. I don't think we need any blush for this look because the eyeshadow is virtually taking over our face. The only thing I'm going to add is this NYX Glow Shot. It's called Come Through Coconut. It's a liquid eyeshadow, but I'm going to use it as a liquid highlighter because it does give a really, really nice glow. And I'm also just going to highlight under the butterfly so that it can pop more on the skin. And